I've been a part of this hotel even before I was born because my father worked here for 60 years and he was the chief engineer. So I grew up around the hotel. I've always had a love for the hotel, as everyone in the valley does. We think it's ours.
You know, when you come in and you see the property for the first time, you really are overcome with the beauty of the property. And I see that every day when I come back to the property to go to work.
The questions are, what is a hotel like this doing in such an out-of-the-way place? They don't expect something this grand.
We look at this resort as a state treasure and really a regional treasure in the fact that we have something for everyone here.
They want to know who's been here. They want to know who built this, why people even came here. Why would anybody make that trip to this area?
People, including Native Americans, have been coming here for years for the water. It's very sulfuric. It smells like rotten eggs. I guess back in the olden days they believed if something smelled that bad, it's got to be good for you. But at the turn of the century, well, 1845 is when they built the first structure at French Lick Springs Hotel.
So really, as the hotel opened, it became known for a place for the wealthy in the country to come and enjoy their time.
French Lick Springs Hotel, West Baden Springs Hotel really catered to the elite of the day who were sold very much on the health aspects of the mineral waters that were served at both hotels. And because medicine wasn't as sophisticated as it is now, they actually sold the waters as a cure-all for everything.
In 1869, Dr. Rogers came and analyzed the water at the springs. And he was so impressed with the wealth of minerals coming from deep in the earth that he dubbed it Pluto's well, after the god of wealth in Roman mythology.
Pluto water was sold at pharmacies all around the country. By that time they had realized that it was really just a pretty potent laxative. And you can actually, if you want, drink the water, or you can bathe in the water, which is what we would recommend.
You know, you think about the late 1800s and the early 1900s and how difficult it was for folks to travel into here. This was not an easy trek to get down here.
Until around 1888, when the Monon Company made an agreement with the company that then owned the hotel to provide train service.
They would actually board trains, travel down in the area. It was for a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks that they would spend here at the resort. So, you know, that was the purpose originally, to bring the hotels to this valley and into the French Lick area.
And then in 1901, Tom Taggart, the mayor of Indianapolis, bought this property. And he started expanding and rebuilding, changing this from a wood frame building complex to the yellow French Lick brick that we are known for.
We had a stockbroker here on staff, doctors here on staff, chefs here on staff, so the rich could come and they would actually stay for months.
We've had many famous guests, partly because Mr. Taggart was a Democratic political boss. He was chairman of the Democratic National Committee, so this attracted a lot of politicians. 1931, we had a Democratic Governors Conference here, and it was in our hotel that the governor of New York, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, got the support that he wanted to run for president for the first time. And then, of course, many people in the entertainment field. Irving Berlin, Lana Turner. In the 50s, we had jazz festivals, and anybody who was anybody in the jazz world was here. Gene Krupa, Ella Fitzgerald, Lionel Hampton, Dave Brubeck. We could just go on and on with famous people who have been here.
You know, we get a lot of repeat guests that maybe their families vacationed here in earlier years and they remember the times that maybe the hotel was not in the best of conditions, and they come in and they say they can't believe the restoration process and they can't believe how it has been restored to its original state.
The restoration of this hotel in 2005 is what has saved this building and this resort.
You know, when you think about restoration projects, a lot of people have in their mind sometimes that's just wallpaper and paint.
Up until then, we were still open. In fact, we had never closed from 1845 on, except for renovation for a few months here and there. But we were constantly declining as far as the appearance of the hotel.
But in the case the Cook Group, they actually went in and all the rooms were taken apart and reassembled. So it wasn't just putting on wallpaper and paint. The restoration process went into the details and modernization of guest rooms, but yet retaining the historic flavor of the hotel.
And when the license got awarded for the casino here in French Lick, Mr. Cook made the determination that he was going to purchase this hotel. He cared that much about it. He was going to personally bring it back to life and have it be the crown jewel for this wonderful resort.
I mean, it's still a wow factor. You thank God for a person like Bill Cook, who would dedicate his money and his vision to bring these properties back to life.
It brought a wish come true for me, because I used to think how lucky my father had been to watch the building of this hotel, and then I got to see it as it was being taken apart and rebuilt. So I got to experience the rebuilding of the hotel.
We continue to make improvements to our casino. The exterior, originally the exterior of the building looked like a riverboat, which was mandated by the state, and since that time that's changed, and we've changed the looks of that facility now, and it actually blends in with the resort as a whole. It no longer looks like a riverboat sitting in a pond of water.
Our hotel has always had an appeal for all ages. We have activities for everyone in the family, from golf to tennis, swimming, horseback riding.
To our bowling alleys, to our pools, to our spas. There's something that appeals to everyone here. Think about what's available at the French Lick Resort, encompassing both of our hotels. There's activities for families, there's activities for groups, just a resort that's unbelievable in this part of the country.
I think what I love about this place is its age. It has been here in my mind forever, because the very first hotel was 1845. But it is something that is constant. It's like the hills. It's always here, and I know it will always be here. And it has just grown. It's changed, as we all have to as time goes by, but it's been able to adapt to the change and has just the history. Of course, the building is beautiful, but the people who have come here and the people who work here is what makes this place so very special.